In today's video, we'll cover the most visited page in your SmartMatch app CRM. The client's page. We'll explore all of the things you can see and all of the actions you can perform from here. So let's get started. Click on any profiles in your SmartMatch app CRM. This will then take you to the profile information of your client. Depending on how you arrange your menus, you'll be able to see every single piece of information for this particular individual. Now, let's dive in and take a closer look at these features. Please note that some features are only available for premium and enterprise subscribers. For more detailed information, you can always check out our pricing page. In this example, our first menu tab is the profile. This is where you can find all of the custom profile fields, choices, and field types that you've built in your CRM. This lists every single description of this client and can include some personal information about them. To set this up, just head over to Settings. Then Client. Then click on Fields. The next submenu under Profile is the Match Preferences. These are the custom match preference fields you've added to your database. It lists all the characteristics and deal breakers the client is looking for in a match. To set this up, just head over to Settings. Then Client. Then click on Matching. The third submenu under Profile, which is optional, is their member portal information. For those who have the member portal add-on enabled to their subscription, this tab lists the details of their login information such as their email address. This is also where you, as an agency user, can help them reset their password to get into the client-facing member portal database, not your SmartMatch app CRM. This is also where you can see what plan they're on, if you have a member plan add-on activated, and the place where you can disable or cancel their access to the member portal. And that is the Profile menu tab. The next menu tab is the Matching tab, which contains several submenus. The first submenu is called Matches. This lists all the matched profiles for the client, including suggested matches based on the match settings you've set, as suggested by the algorithm considering all of your other clients' profile information and match preferences. To see the detailed list of their suggested profiles, always make sure to hit the refresh button right here. This is the place where you can find all the custom match groups you've created according to your agency's workflow. You can also view match details to see their compatibility. Remember, as a matchmaker, you always have the final say on whether the client is a good match for the person based on your judgment. The second submenu under Matching is called Suggestions. Here, you can see a detailed list of suggested profiles for the client, ranked by match percentage from highest to lowest, with the highest indicating the best mutual match mark or icon. The percentage shows how well the profiles align with the client's profile and match preferences. Clicking the three dots next to a profile allows you to view match details, add them to matches, or archive them as suggestions. You can also perform an advanced search using various filters to find specific suggestions. The third submenu is called Search. Here, you can search the entire database for a match or suggested profile for this client using several fully customizable filters based on their preferences. The last submenu under Matching is called Schedule. Here, you can view the client's contract details and the number of matches that need to be made within a specific timeframe as agreed. You can also see a summary of this information under their personal details on the left-hand side of the screen. The third menu in this example profile is Intros, which has two submenus, One-Way Introductions and Mutual Introductions. In the One-Way Introductions submenu, you can see a list of all individual introductions made to and for this client. This includes both the introductions you sent to her and the introductions you made of her that were sent to another client. The Mutual Introductions submenu lists all introductions where you've sent her intro and received her intro at the same time. For a more in-depth discussion, check out our separate videos on one-way and mutual intros on our channel. The fourth menu on the list is the Timeline. This lists all activities within your CRM involving this client, showing all digital footprints by agency users and the client for this profile. You can perform an advanced search to find specific actions taken by or for this client. The dates and timestamps are based on the time zone set in your profile settings as an agency user. If the times and dates seem off, check if you've set your local time zone correctly under your basic info in your agency user profile settings. To do this, click the rightmost icon in your SmartMatch app CRM and select Profile. Next up, we have the Events tab. This is where you can see everything about events involving this particular client. Under this tab, there are 4 submenus. The first one is the list. This is basically a list of all the events that this client was invited to. Clicking on each event hyperlink will take you straight to viewing the details of the actual event for more information. The second submenu is the calendar. This is a visual representation of the events in calendar format. The third submenu is the availability. The settings for availability can be found under Settings. Then Events. Then the client's availability. To request your client's availability, you can add this field in the profile settings by selecting the availability field type. Then you can head over to the Actions button under their profile and select Send Availability Request. Lastly, the fourth submenu is Feedback, where you can view all the feedback the client has ever given. The sixth menu on this profile view is the Photos. This is where all the uploaded photos from the client can be found. From here, you can set cover photos, rotate images right or left, crop images, download photos to your device, or delete them. You can also manually upload a client's photo from this section. The seventh menu on this sample profile is the Videos. This is where all the uploaded videos of the customers are stored. As the agency manager, you can manually upload videos of this client here. You can also download or delete videos from this section. Next up, we have the Finances menu with 3 submenus, namely the Finances submenu, Documents, and Accounts. To set your finances, simply head over to Settings. Then Client. Then Finances. In general, this is where you can view and manage all charges and invoices sent to this client, keep records of their files, and create folders for better organization of your financial records for this client. Next, we have the Contracts menu, where you can see all the contracts for this client. At a glance, you'll find the contract name, start date, expiry date, and status, expired, active, or on hold. By clicking on a contract link, you can view its details, including the name, status, who added it, start and end dates, duration, schedule, notes, and amount. You can customize the number of matches per duration in the Create Schedule box. Additionally, you can freeze, hold, add a reminder, or delete the contract from this menu. Speaking of reminders, we have a separate menu for reminders. This involves all of the reminders for this particular client. This can only be seen internally, so don't fret about it. Clicking on the Add Reminder button will open up a small pop-up window that will then ask you to enter the reminder date and time, the frequency if you want that reminder repeated, and the note. A reminder message will then be sent to your email address once it's due. The next tab is the Files tab. Here, you can upload client files like IDs, signed contracts, PDFs or documents, spreadsheets, or any other files for this client. Remember, there's a separate tab for photos and videos, so anything else can be stored here. You can add files and documents, or create folders to keep everything organized. The 12th menu in this example is the Tasks. Here, you can see all of the tasks related to or linked to this client. It's like a mini task tab but within the client profile page. The next tab is the Surveys. This is where you can see all of the surveys you've sent this client, regardless of whether it is answered or not. The 14th tab in this sample client is the Communications tab. This is where you can see the email inbox, email sent, text inbox, and text sent. To keep records of the email inbox in a client's profile, make sure you've set your email settings accordingly. We have a separate Help Center article for email settings, so check that out at www.smartmatchapp.com/help. Lastly, we have Notes. This is where you'll find all of the notes left by agency users for this client. You can edit notes, delete notes, and set a different date or timestamp for notes. And that wraps up our tour of the client's page. We also have separate topics for each one of these in our Help Center section to find out more information about each one of them. As always, if you find this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with your fellow matchmakers. Also, make sure to hit that bell icon to get notified once we upload new pro tips for your SmartMatch app CRM. Until next time.